Welcome to You're Tall, but I'm Standing in Front of You, the podcast where two friends circling the drain of academia, or if you're Ethan, not circling, fuck you, discuss the cultural detritus of the 20th century. I'm Devin.
I'm Ethan.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going great. Spring is in the air. The flowers are blooming. The latex is streaming through the crispy waters of the Delaware.
Yeah, we got poison water, folks. Or we don't. We had poison water, and then it was like, oh, wait, it's not poison.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes poison at midnight tomorrow as we record this. So, we will see. This may be a one-man show the next time you hear us.
I'm tall.
Oh, yeah. So, we know we've been, to the listeners, we're sorry. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus. Both Ethan and I are becoming doctors in the near future. It's about a month till I'm defending my dissertation. I need to find a job. So we've been taking our foot off the gas a little bit. We're hoping that the third season will kickstart in May if everything goes according to plan. But, a thing about the show that not a lot of you know is we've actually been doing this for quite a while. Like Ethan and I have been friends for a long time. We've been talking about, movies and culture for a long time. And, but we didn't always it took us a while to feel like they were worth putting out to the world. Would you say, Ethan?
Yeah. I think the archive is vast. Typically, if there is a movie, we do have an episode on it. And I think it has. I wouldn't want to say that the quality of the work has improved to a point where we feel good to share it. I think that just the quality of the world in general has diminished to a point where we feel that what have we got to lose?
The overall quality of content has gone down enough that we felt we could actually start releasing these without being too embarrassed.
Yeah.
But, we feel bad. We've been on a hiatus. So we wanted to pull one of our favorite episodes out of the Your Tall vault.
Mm-hmm. And this is our episode from January of 1896.
Tall, but I'm standing in front of you.
It's a celluloid cylinder.
Welcome to You're Tall, but I'm Standing in Front of You, the podcast where two friends on the cusp of the 20th century talk about the pictures that make the world go round. I'm Devin.
I am Ethan.
I don't know how I feel about that catchphrase. I think maybe we gotta spice it up a bit.
No, I think it's timeless.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I've got really good feelings about this year,
Yeah. This year, this upcoming century, it can only get better.
Seems like we figured a lot of things out.
Yeah.
The last few decades, I'm a huge fan of the 13th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
We got Napoleon in his place.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got this, have you heard about this Olympics thing that's happening later in the year?
Yeah, I saw something in the newspaper about it.
Yeah, it's like everybody, it's kind of like G Gundam, but with athletes instead of like people piloting robots. They're all gonna like come together and do stuff. Like they get like medals or something. I don't know.
Interesting. And it's not just going to be like 6 European countries this
Oh
first
no,
go around.
I do. Oh, you think they're gonna do it multiple times?
Isn't
Wow.
that? I mean, because that's what the Greeks did, right? It seems like they're just ripping it off, like this, right?
I don't know how to read, so like I know,
Yeah.
I just like I heard about this on the wireless, and there's not like a way for me to check any of this information. So
I mean, it just seems I think you put enough Mediterranean folks in the same time and place. That's just asking for yellow fever outbreak. So I don't know how I feel about this. I think that sounds really risky.
Yeah, I think we'll because I obviously am not Italian, and
oh, that's right. Yeah, that's that new country.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I have nothing to do with that place.
I like how they even know they're not good enough to be Rome, so they don't even call themselves that. They finally get their shit together, form a country, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna call ourselves Italy."
Yeah, and I gotta say, from the outside looking in, really stable situation.
Oh yeah,
like it looks like it's like rock solid. It's shaped like a boot. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a new Rome, and I think if they can find some sort of strong figure that can run with that, it's going to be good times,
Yeah, and I do have to say, the one thing, like, because I was there, a few months ago, very concerned about the trains. Like, I was waiting around for like, we're talking like 45 minutes at a time. Strange men are babbling at me and waving their hands around.
Wow.
Like, very kind of harrowing experience. I didn't
I hear you. I'll honestly, I'll say I'm willing to let literally anything happen if those trains can run on time.
Absolutely.
I am a single issue voter, and that is my issue.
And that's the sense I'm getting, from over there. So I really think they're going to tighten things up.
Yeah. Now, speaking of trains.
Yeah.
What is this? Really... This is interesting, Devin.
Yeah, I found this here. I found this for us. Like, I think this is going to be really, really special episode. So, on this podcast, it's the podcast about the pictures that make the world go round. And we've talked about so many of them. Starry Night, the Mona Lisa, I think number one with a bullet, if we're talking pictures,
Right.
That photograph of Edgar Allan Poe, where he's got the mustache and he looks kind of like wan and listless.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great one. But there's a brand new picture coming out.
And of course, the issue we always run into is we go to view these pictures, and I am tall, but when we're going to view them, you always stand in front of me.
Absolutely.
And
that's the name of the podcast.
That's of course our act. Well, we are well known for that. Anyone who is perusing their local art museum, can spot us out via that shtick. But this is apparently, I don't know what the deal is with this one you've got us viewing.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. So they're calling it in the advertisements that I've seen. They're calling it a moving picture.
Okay.
So and we've seen some pretty emotional pictures before.
Yeah.
But this sounds like it's going to be especially emotionally moving and touching. And you wouldn't necessarily expect that from the title.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called The Arrival of a Train at how the fuck do I say this? La Ciotat? I gotta get a pronunciation
see already
here.
Yeah, you sent me this this whole La Arrivée d'un train en gare I can't. That's, correct me if I'm wrong, that's not English.
No, it's definitely not. I have the translation here.
Okay.
The arrival of a train at La Ciotat station.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's still, that's a pretty dense. I don't know if they're trying to do too much with this picture. I'm not moved by the title. I'll tell you that much. I'm used to man with hat, classic. Still flowers, in spring. That
yeah, like
is, don't try and
yeah,
overdo it.
yeah, and it's a little weird to me, like just like I don't feel like I know what La Ciotat is.
No.
Like I don't know if this is a sequel or something. Like if they've established the station in another picture that we haven't seen.
Right. Or it's like a prequel because it's arriving. I'm not sure. I've got mixed feelings going into this.
Yeah, yeah. But, I'm really excited to take a look at it with you. And I thought it would be cool if we just did it like live on the pod. We've never actually done that before.
Mm-hmm.
But, they've allowed us to set up here in this theater, they're calling it, which is like a little, I don't know what the deal with that is. Like why, I don't know why they're using a theater. I've never seen a picture in a theater before.
They're just gonna have one of these pictures in it, so you can only view that one.
That seems to be the case.
Hmm.
Like that's what I've been told. It's very
Okay.
strange because usually, we like to go to the museum. We see a lot of pictures at once. And this is our first time,
Right. Well,
seeing
because
one.
our audience is well aware of our bit where we try to see as many pictures in 10 minutes as we can.
Yeah,
That's
no,
one of the
I'm,
classics. So I don't know
yeah,
how I don't know how we're gonna translate to this new.
yeah. Well, it's we're on the dawn of the 20th century here. So I was
Okay.
thinking we could try something new,
Okay.
and just if it doesn't work, we don't have to release it. But just go look at a picture live on the pod, and talk about it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And cool. So here we go.
All right.
All right. So here we are, the arrival of the train. Let's take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell the viewers what you're seeing, Ethan?
It's so first off, we're starting off. It's like black. It just looks like a photograph.
Yeah, I guess it's a photo. Like I don't know.
We're just calling those pictures now.
I guess. Very confused by the decision. The black and white decision seems strange to me.
There's a lot of empty space. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, like this guy is all the way on the right side,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess that's giving us. And this is where I'm getting really confused from the title,
Right.
because we get this great view of the tracks, but where the fuck is the train?
Right.
Like, it seems like there's either an issue here where like mistitling, or just like they forgot about the train.
Yeah. I mean, just easy. To me, it's obvious. Man with cart. That's what you name this picture.
Yeah, and I would like get him a little more in focus too. That seems to be an issue, but photography's relatively new technology, but I don't know why we needed like an entire room just for this.
I mean, it's I'm not moved either.
Yeah.
It's a train. We take those every week to the opium den. It's not like I'm moved by the presence of a train track.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And so something seems to be happening. Wait,
Okay.
the guy, where'd the guy go?
Oh, he's just
Oh,
gone.
Jesus
Oh,
fucking
no.
Christ. You gotta get out of here.
Wait.
Fuck.
Oh, that's a train. Damn it. There's a train.
So we're okay. I'm sorry, everybody. I was not ready for that. Are you okay?
Not exactly. There was a train coming right at us.
A train just drove through the fucking theater. I don't know if this was like a trick. to get us like into the theater.
I'll say this. Apparently, this is the gimmick of these moving pictures: is they have trains that go right at you.
Okay, but then why not call them like trains that go right at you pictures? This is what I'm not understanding.
Well, it's clearly some sort of gimmick, but again, you know, Devin, that I have a phobia of trains coming at me. There was no indication that that was going to be the focus of this film, or that they were going to do that, and so I feel like they're using a gimmick in a way that is cruel, that is again not interesting because it's in black and white. So to me, moving pictures are dead on arrival. I don't know what you're taking away from this, but
you know, I gotta be honest, it's pretty strange to me, because it seems like what they're doing, because like during the break I was like talking to the projector guy, I guess that's what they call him. And so they've got like, this is actually a bunch of pictures, and they're changing, they're like switching the pictures really fast. So it's kind of like our segment where we look as many pictures as we can.
How are they doing it that fast though?
They've got it's like wheels and shit. It spins around, and so they're just like going real fast, and so the picture's changing. But to me, I'm like, you've got all this space. Why don't you just like spread these pictures out and we can actually look at them? Because like by the time we were like describing the man with the cart, he was gone.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, I really think I need like another viewing to like internalize it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should go in again and give it another shot, because we were pretty distracted.
Yeah.
You know, by the fear of imminent death and like the stampeding people.
Yes. Yeah. So this is like that when we did our one art gallery viewing, where we really quickly we went from Man with Dog to The Last Supper, and it was almost like the dog is now Jesus was, I think, the thing we were talking about, because we so quickly went from the one to the other. This is sort of like that, but then more and more pictures going along.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let's give it another shot.
All okay. Right.
Okay, so the train's coming. It's not gonna hit us. It's not gonna hit us.
No.
It's not gonna fuck. I can't do it.
It's coming right at us.
Okay.
I mean, when do you know when it's a real train and it's not a real train?
That's what the whole problem is to me. Is like now, like kids are gonna see this, and they're gonna be walking along the train tracks with their pennies, and they're gonna like see a train coming, and they're gonna be like, "Whatever, it's just a picture."
They gotta look at it and just get run over, like so many of our friends and colleagues have over the years. Trains are a real menace.
Yeah, we'd like. Yes. By the way, rest in peace to our colleagues and friends at Better Train Than Dead, like the Train podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, the only good train podcast.
Yeah,
I would even say.
Yeah,
it's horrible what happened to them,
and yet at the same time, sort of predictable.
Yeah, I still hear the screams. Anyway, you know, I think we're getting a little caught up.
Yeah.
In, you know, this is clearly a gimmick.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Like this is like, it's like, okay, the picture moves. Okay, we got it. We get it. You know, like let's get back to some serious stuff. You know, everything has to be a moving picture now. You know, like you used to be able to go and see, you know, and take your time and look at a picture and take it in and look at several, you know, think about the you know, the money, you know, like the same ticket. And now I'm only seeing one picture that moves. Like what, you know, like that's gonna fade pretty fast.
Yeah.
But because we've bothered to come here and we've bothered to do an episode about it, I think we do need to try to take this seriously. Like it's clearly like a lower form of culture than we usually talk about. But like let's try to do, kind of like what we did about that episode about the the like dime novel cover with the with like that rapscallion on it. I think like we could do a similar thing and try to like take it seriously and talk about some of the themes of this picture.
Okay.
So I have a few ideas. Number one, with a bullet, trains, right?
Mm-hmm. I have the same.
This is about trains, right? And trains move. That's one of the things we know about them.
Right.
And it's like all of these people are waiting for the train to arrive.
Yeah, see, this to me is actually where I think they're throwing you for a loop, because you think trains because you see the train tracks, you then see that train, the title has train in it, but I actually think the kind of heart of this moving picture is the people. It sort of speaks to our closeness and the frailty of that closeness. You look at all the people on the, waiting for the train, getting on and off the train, our isolation. There's that one man on the left.
And can I just do a shout out to the guy playing the conductor? Like, what a performance. Like the gravitas, the command of the authority, like that's a guy who's going to get your trains running on time.
Yeah, and it's a skill. It is a skill. You can't fake that.
Yeah, I did have a little issue with like some of some of the costuming. Like,
I know what you're gonna say. The women are dressed too scantily. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That's one of our themes. We've noticed this as well in some of the more risque paintings that we've watched. I don't know if that's just like what's in right now, but yeah.
I still have questions about if we should have done the Mona Lisa episode, but people were asking for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we should be encouraging that. This is not that bad, to be clear. I don't want anyone to freak out at home. It's not that bad. But we're seeing a lot of like movement, like the back of the head is just right there.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, I think I caught a couple ankles, a couple wrists. I was not, and there's kids right there too. So they're saying this is like okay for kids.
Yeah. What woman in the frilly hat, even, it looks like she even made eye contact with me personally in the audience. And I don't know if if that's like just a coincidence or that's how they do these moving pictures, that it knows to look at me and into my soul. But I feel like I was deeply uncomfortable and aroused. And I feel like there needs to be something said about that and just the appropriateness.
And the other crazy thing about this train is, if you think about it, that train kind of is the 20th century, right?
Oh, interesting.
We're here, we're waiting for it, right? All these new technologies that have been developed, like the train and other 19th century technologies that we know about, it just feels
that's the big one, though, the train.
Yeah. And just like the speed of it, like we were afraid for our lives, but maybe that's because we're scared of the future. You ever think about that?
Not before you just said it. I thought things were looking good, but now that you do mention it, I'm terrified. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I just it fills me with this sense that I'm like so thankful for the train, and I'm so I need it to arrive on time. And like we were saying before, I would just like do anything to ensure that happens. Like, that's like the most important thing to me is this train and its arrival.
Yeah.
Well, I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
We've just like, we've had to run from a moving train a couple of times. It kind of feels like our entire like sensory systems are being like reworked, and we're learning to like kind of like perceive the world in new ways.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what it makes me? I mean, because first off, the moving picture that was not. My guess is they meant that you're going to be jumping out of your seat and moving because you think you're going to get hit by a train. So
yeah,
maybe to
yeah,
like exemplify that, that these are a form of art that's going to make you want to get up, get out of your seat, get that physical activity going. And maybe there's a good tie into the Olympics. We'll probably have, we'll have these moving pictures this year. We'll have this Olympics. So this can be the, just the zeitgeist. I think we should call them
yeah.
movies.
I don't know about that,
Hmm.
because that kind of like you lose the picture part.
Yeah, see, I feel like you had the exact same response when I said that we should start referring to paintings as painties. And so I don't know if this is like an actual critique you have, or if you're literally just you have something about the words I'm trying to use to describe.
Listen, we tried to be the podcast about painties for like a good few episodes. It didn't catch on.
It didn't catch on with the right crowd. I would say that much.
All right. Well, here's the thing. Broken clock is right twice a day. Movies, give it a shot. Right? The podcast about movies. Fucking God, it sounds ridiculous.
So Devin, I think that it is time to hand out our Herman Melvilles of the week.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I didn't like it at first. I didn't really like it the second time either. But I do have to say it's sticking with me. It's sticking with me. I'm thinking about this train. I'm thinking about where it's going. I'm hoping there's going to be like more pictures where we see where the train goes. Maybe people getting on and off of it. That's really exciting. And so like, I gotta say, it was pretty darn good. And so I'm gonna give it in terms of Herman Melville's, I'm gonna give it a Moby Dick. Because it's it's big, it's unwieldy, it's not necessarily very good, it's ambitious, it's not really in a state of, it's like not going to undergo any kind of critical reprisal in the coming decades or anything, but it's like a good solid entry in the bibliography. So yeah, Moby Dick, Herman Melville for me.
Interesting. This never happens with our Herman Melvilles, but I actually was gonna give it the same. But I think the twist for me is I'm not gonna give it a Moby Dick. I'm gonna give it The Whale. In that much like The Whale, like I don't think this is going to be the way that people are going to remember this sort of stuff in the future. It's always going to be Moby Dick. It's not going to be The Whale. In the same way that I think that these moving pictures or movies, I think that they're not going to be remembered in any way, in any shape, or even in any form.
Well, because that's the whole thing, right? Is like you can't even like reproduce it. Like you have to go all the way to this. We had to be on a boat for 3 months to get here.
Yeah.
Our third host died.
Yeah, and he was the tallest too.
Absolutely. How's it feel? To be the tallest host now.
I stand behind the shoulders of giants.
But I always said about Clyde, the heart can't pump blood that fast, like his humors were out of whack.
That is true. That is very true.
Not enough leechings in the world.
Yeah.
But anyway, rest in peace, Clyde. Rest in peace to the hosts of Better Trained Than Dead. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to your tall, but I'm standing in front of you. Please do send all of your fan mail and inquiries to @YourTallPod and your pigeons for Ethan personally to at Mathisipi, and for me at Stale Cooper. The pigeons know what that means. And if you happen across like the town constable or the town crier or any of the other great positions in your town, tell them, I would, what those two fellas are doing, the tall one and the not so tall one. If for some reason I was like giving this a numerical rating, it would be 5 stars, let's say, or, whatever you got.
Pin that up in the town square. Every
right.
town's got one. Pin it up there.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, buddy, I got to get over to the William Jennings Bryan rally. Feeling really good about our chances this year. So I'll catch you later.
And I've got to go get the first X-ray photograph ever taken of a human being.
And like that, to me, that is something that's really going to take off. I'm so excited about these.
I could watch them all day.